Hello everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with their autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use both food and lifestyle as a way to improve their symptoms and hopefully get them feeling like they felt before they were diagnosed. So elimination diets are truly king when it comes to uncovering food sensitivities, and there are several standard protocols to find the root cause of specific symptoms. One diet that I've been using a lot recently is the low histamine diet. A histamine elimination diet is very useful for people who are either suffering from obvious respiratory symptoms or who have other symptoms that can't be explained by anything else. So today I'll explain what histamines are, what an imbalance in histamines looks like, and then the basics of this elimination diet. Before I jump in, I just need to attach my usual disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. Please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care, and that does include your diet. So, what are histamines? Histamines are chemical messengers in the body that are usually associated with allergy-type symptoms, hence why we take antihistamines for allergies. But histamines also have several other really important functions in our body. They help with digestion and the production of stomach acid. They are also neurotransmitters for brain signaling. They play a role in our immune system. They help regulate blood pressure and even support hormonal regulation. So histamines aren't all bad, and it's important that we have a good balance in our body. So our bodies naturally produce histamine as well as break it down when there is too much of it in our bodies. So for the breakdown, we have two very important enzymes that help with this: diamine oxidase, or DAO, and histamine N-methyltransferase, or HNMT. That is a mouthful. So those are the two important enzymes. So what is a histamine imbalance, or histamine intolerance, I guess you could also call it? So people get into trouble when the balance of histamines is thrown off. This typically happens when there is an overproduction or an excessive amount of histamines in the body. And this can happen for a number of reasons. So one reason is the basic overproduction of histamines. So since our bodies naturally produce histamine, there are certain factors that increase our histamine production. Things like chronic stress, hormonal fluctuation, environmental factors like mold or seasonal allergies, dysbiosis of the gut microbiome, and your diet can all increase histamine production. Also, certain medications like NSAIDs or opioids may also increase histamines. Genetics may play a role in this too. So people with an MTHFR mutation or histamine enzyme polymorphism may be more susceptible to excessive histamine production. Some people may also not be able to produce enough of the DAO and or HNMT enzymes to break down histamines. And additionally, if there's an overproduction of histamines, there may not be enough enzymes to break all of them down. So symptoms of histamine imbalance can vary greatly, which makes it really difficult to figure out what exactly is going on. Some of the common symptoms of histamine imbalance include, typical allergy symptoms like watery eyes, hives, congestion, gastrointestinal symptoms including heartburn, gas, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation, joint pain and or swelling in the joints, headaches, migraines, asthma, chronic cough that won't go away, anxiety, insomnia, peripheral neuropathy, low blood pressure, and severe hunger and cravings. So it's a variety of symptoms, and a lot of these can be explained by other things, which again makes diagnosing an imbalanced histamines really difficult. So the most effective way to figure out if histamines are truly an issue for you is to do an elimination diet. And while there are some tests that are out there for histamines, there are blood tests out there, they're not reliable and they should not be used to diagnose a histamine imbalance or intolerance. Additionally, there is a lot of conflicting information online about what foods contain histamines and which do not. Even the research is not super conclusive on this topic. But what is generally agreed upon are the following. So foods that contain histamine: anything that is aged or fermented, That includes meat, cheese, soy sauce, you know, anything that has basically probiotics in it, technically. I mean, it'd be like yogurt is usually aged, fermented. So again, anything aged or fermented is a big one. Tomatoes, avocado, spinach, eggplant. There are also foods that use DAO to break down foods. So eating these foods can inadvertently increase circulating histamines because they are stealing the DAO enzyme. These foods include citrus fruits like lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruit, banana, nuts, raspberries, and strawberries. And then lastly, there are foods that are considered histamine liberating foods. And these foods may trigger a histamine response: eggs, dairy, wheat. So the low histamine diet essentially removes these foods, or a subset of these foods. Definitely the first category, sometimes the ones that, you know, use DAO, and sometimes the histamine liberating, again, depending on a case-by-case basis. So you remove these foods for a period of at least 2 weeks. If histamine is truly the issue, there should be some improvement in your symptoms within the first 2 weeks. After the first 2 week period, high histamine foods are added back in to see what happens. If there's a reaction, then we know it's a histamine related issue. If there is no reaction, then there's clearly something else going on. Also remember, it is not always about food. I listed so many other things that increase histamines: stress, environment, mold, toxins. So while diet may be the low-hanging fruit here, all other histamine producers are important to address. So that is an overview of a low histamine diet. It is definitely very complicated. There is a lot of conflicting information out there. So please make sure that you're using a reputable source when you're looking at histamine and high histamine foods. If you have any questions, or if this is something that you want to try to do because you think you might have a histamine issue, please reach out to me. I would love to help you with this. Usually having the help of a qualified professional is a lot easier than doing it on your own. If you go to my YouTube profile, there is a link to book a free discovery call. If you can't find that, it is on my website, annierubin.com. You will find that there. We can see if, you know, we are a good fit for each other, and if so, then we can move forward and help you. While you're on my website, I've got lots of other free downloadable guides out there that can help you with other autoimmune related issues. I also have a very extensive blog, so you can search specific topics of interest, and that might help you as well. If you do not subscribe to my YouTube channel, please hit the little subscribe button. I put these videos out around every week or so, just trying to give you lots of information to help you live better with your autoimmune disease. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.